Thank you for joining us tonight on this wonderful Saturday evening at Broomstones Curling Club for the 2018 Mixed Bonspiel. I'm your host, Rich Collar, with my color commentary here, Kim Jeanette.
Oh my God.
Kim, introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, Kim Jeanette, expert on Polski curling.
All right. We're just in the first end here. Things just getting started. Team Barnes is playing Yellowstones. Currently facing 3, but it's early in the end. At this point, just hit anything.
Oh, I think he's got it. Oh.
Yes. Sweepers are on.
Oh, it's not the one I thought.
I'll take the back one.
Alright.
Skip Matt Polski is sizing up a guard there. So just so that everyone knows that the Broomstones Mixed is a Bonspiel that hasn't been played in about 14 years. Trying to bring it back, and that Mixed as discipline is a little bit more popular nowadays with the advent of more lady curlers.
Female curlers at least. They're not all ladies.
Not all, yes, yes. But does help. Having more ladies does help. So the guard was not a guard. It drew right down to the back 4. So Chuck opts to call for a freeze onto the red in the back 4 foot. Second, Annie Flynn with his delivery away. Sweeping for a line at this point. Weight looks good. Very nice shot. Shot rock is yellow at this point. The call here is just to hit and try to roll away. Just pick that yellow out. Doesn't really matter where you sit.
And you're streaming. Is it working?
Well, we're talking. I don't know if the streaming is working, but we're talking at this point. Hopefully there are people out there in YouTube land that are listening to us, but if not, we're just talking to keep. We're just going to talk to ourselves here.
6 viewers.
6 viewers.
Well, holy smokes, that's a world record. 6 live viewers.
Abby Sender with the takeout.
It's to be a shade wide. She might get the in off, but yeah, it's going to be good enough to get the yellow out. Definitely red is still sitting 2. The yellow at the back might be 3rd shot. Can't really see on the cameras here, but that's my guess, is that probably it's red sitting 2 at this point. Kendall Walker is delivering away. She wants to get a freeze. Looks a little heavy. Sweepers are not on it. Might hit the outside red, yeah. It's not going to really do too much. It still stays within the 8 foot. Polski's definitely gonna go for the guard here. Feeling confident he's gotta. It's not clear who has hammer in this end. Maybe Kim, you can take a look to see what the rocks are here.
It's like yellow has hammer.
Oh, yellow has hammer. Okay. Well, red definitely in good shape here to steal if they can throw up a few good guards. So sorry for the background noise as well, but we're rocking a party here tonight at Broomstones. Okay, so it's about a 1.5 guard, pretty long. Can maybe get to the freeze with the outturn.
Did he call the draw or the hit?
It's not quite apparent what he's calling here. Seems like he called a couple options. I think he wants to take the top 8-foot stone off, if possible.
It's either that or a draw down to the pocket.
Yeah, I know. It's be similar ice for either shot. So what Kendall gives him. Sleepers are signaling a little bit heavy, so I think they're maybe hoping for a draw.
Oh, it's not that heavy.
No, it's not that heavy. I'm gonna tap him up for 3, hopefully. Hopefully not for yellow. It's like more of a corner freeze. Polski is satisfied with what he's got so far. Looking for the corner freeze or a guard. So the theme of the Bonspiel here is through the decades, since we're celebrating Broomstone's 50th anniversary, so several of the teams have really embraced the concept of costumes and themes throughout the decades. People curling in suit jackets, 90s garb.
Polski's team coming up short on the costumes.
Yeah. Some people are definitely just sticking to the straight up curling, not the costumes.
Drops away here.
So a guard anywhere up front here is going to be good for Polski. Got to protect those potentially 3 counters that he has there. Well, so here's the question now. Do you run back? Try to skinny through the port and maybe pick off one of the ones in the back forefoot? Looks like they're going to be playing to the ones in the back forefoot.
Yeah, again, I have no idea what the call is.
That seems to be the case here.
Skinny that port into that pocket.
Yep. Almost can't miss. You know, if you can get through those top 2 red cards, then any roll that you get is probably going to be shot, even if you hit your own. And stone is away here. Sleepers are not on it yet. They're on it now. Sleeping hard. Through the port.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Great shot. Shot stone yellow. They're thinking about it. Angles are bad if you're trying to pick that out. Pretty tempted to try to throw some heat down through the middle and try to pick out the yellow, but I don't think you can get anywhere with that because you have a dead jam in the back. Polski's looking to maybe doing a draw to hide. Keep in mind, this is first end, so it's fresh ice. Probably not too confident in the line or the weight at this point. It's going to be a little bit of a guess.
He changed his mind from the other side. It's like a normal weight hit through that board.
Well, yeah, definitely the other option is to follow him down and just nose the yellow and just sit shot that way, but Polski must be more confident in his draw game than his hit game.
Oh, he just called the hit.
Oh, he did? He changed his mind? Oh, he changed his mind. Okay. I personally think this is the easier shot myself.
Yeah,
First end, you don't know the ice, you don't know the weight. You just saw one go down through. This one's looking a hair wide. Might pick the top guard. Okay.
Now it's wide open.
It's wide open, but...
Oh wait, it's not a shot, it's just new. Yeah, this is hammer.
Yeah, this is hammer?
This is hammer.
Oh, so this is a draw for two then. Draw for two with backing. I'm assuming the one in the back 8 foot isn't second. It's probably the back red is the second shot. So it's more than likely a draw for two. See, Chuck has changed out of his paisley pants, the normal curling pants. He complained that the other pants were too tight. And apparently he made the right choice because he made this draw for sure.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Nice shot.
It's two for you.
At least two. Let's see how the back one sizes up, but I think this is
I
two.
think that red's up.
I think it's just too yellow. We'll see when they hang the score. Pretty sure it's two for Barnes.
I'll wait till I post.
Yep, is it two? Yep. Confirmed two. Team Barnes on sheet 3. A little deep, but not going to be useful for the moment. Just opting for the corner guard, but this looks like it may actually be straight on through.
Oh, they might get a piece of that.
Nope, straight on through.
Nope, she's supposed to.
And as we get scores for the other sheets, we'll announce those as well.
Did they lose a player on sheet?
Well, that was meant to be a straight up center line guard, but didn't curl over. So Polski's going to use that one. Say, if I don't have my own corner guard, I'm going to use that one as a corner guard. Going to try to draw around that. Yep, sweeping for line here. Weight looks really good. Top 8, top 12. Can they bury it though? Okay. Good enough. Chuck decides not to chase it. Just looking for another biter or top 12. Maybe to use that as a something to angle on later. Being patient. I'm feeling it's not going to be a freeze, but it's going to be a center line guard. Not quite halfway.
I gotta say, I love the pants on Team Barnes.
Yeah, those were fantastic pants. Gives Team Norway a run for their money for sure. I think this was meant to be a peel. Nope. Nope. Hitting the back one.
Oh, and a berry.
Yep.
Oh, no way.
Rolls into a buried spot. Andy Flynn the second here. Calls a draw around corner yellow.
It's worse down here.
Well, it's going to be a nice draw. Maybe down.
It's really hard to curl over the center line. It's shot stone, but extremely vulnerable at this point.
Pretty wide open.
Polski's calling for a hit.
Dimitri loves to throw hits.
Roll either way is fine.
Another dead berry.
Yep. Very nice. Is Dima subbing for
Dima's
Nereus?
subbing for Nereus, yeah,
Okay.
just today. Nereus had a wedding, maybe.
I think the call's for the freeze, right? But
Yeah.
Again, trying to curl over the center line. It's really tough on this sheet. Got a rub. Heading to the back of the house. Polski sweeps it out. Not really get to the third shot.
Red's still sitting 2.
Red's sitting 2. Guarded up all day long. Have to commend Abby Standard. She skipped a couple of the games here during the spiel.
Yeah, Team Polski's playing a skip till you lose.
A skip till you lose
Skip till you lose.
philosophy?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
all right.
Abby skipped the first 2 games. She won the first, lost the second, and now we have
Nice,
that.
very nice.
Just making sure that I could hear. Are you running?
The draw is to top 4, so not a guard, but nose hit here, still sits second shot. Chuck realizes that. He's going to take the stone anyways.
Well, the one more and
And it was really early ball for the double.
so it was left open for the potential playoff. So either way, it doesn't matter. You're not paying for that much. It's more than your feet.
Sweepers are on and off this one. Hanging on that line. Get the slash if possible. Dead knot on the back one. Sitting second shot. Reds. Well, Reds play pretty aggressive here. They're going to take that out. So choosing the guard. Makes sense since they have hammer this end. Get rid of that stone. Try to sit maybe 3 or 4 if they can keep the shooter. About half the stone showing here.
Tesh is on this one right away.
Tesh is
Little narrow.
swooping, trying to keep it. Probably will pick off either the top guard. All right. So given that, what's the choice here? So thinking about it, either corner freeze.
Corner freeze with a little bit of bump. They sit 2.
Certainly, if you can bump, that's great. Even if you get a second shot at this point, it's a good force. It's not so bad.
Hammering is 1 to 1, right?
Ideally, on your first skip stone, you'd want to try to sit shot. Although we've seen several times that it's hard to curl across the center line. Not much curl here. You probably won't get to the one on the 4-foot.
Doesn't Cookie stay in the face that much.
Joe, how's the webcast going? So,
The shot is away here, and sweepers are not even thinking about it. Directly upright. They think it's heavy. Not only is it not going to stop in time, it's going to sail on through, I think.
now I do, to be truthful. So
That's unfortunate. So, Polski has another shot at this lone yellow here in the house. Well, at least a sit 3 at this point.
basically after last chance, keeping the compressor on actually.
Same nice as last time, just don't throw it narrow.
Oh yeah.
Just don't throw it narrow. Tell you what, Kim, this is a secret to curling. Throw the weight, hit the broom.
That's it?
That's it. That's all it takes.
Sounds easy enough.
Super easy.
Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah, so the one thing we need is some of this here.
But you don't need to get too cute with this one. You can roll over the top of the other red or use your other red as a catcher. He's asking for even more ice. Not a bad decision. If you saw the first one crash in the top guard. Tesh is on the sweep for line. Looks to be pretty good. Oh, just ahead. Yep. Nicely done, but sits kind of vulnerable. I mean, Kendall's sizing up the slash double, but looks a little tricky to do and not roll out.
I don't think they have much of a choice.
Well, if you
Red might still sit.
I don't mind hitting and rolling a little bit to the right and sitting second shot and sort of conceding that. I don't think you'll get too much out of the slash. You want to get. I think you probably want to get rid of the back red one in the back 8 foot.
Yeah, Barnes is worried about the jam.
Where we are right now is the same. Like, if we're going to use the existing cameras and have
It's kind of one of those things. You roll either way is good, but leaving it nose is probably not great. If you want to air, you want to hit it on the high side, on the broom side, and just try to pick out the back one. Don't want to give up 3 at this end. They're on it, but I think they can hold. Well, it's gonna. I mean, surprised it's gonna crawl over the center line. We've been talking about it not curling over the center line, but this one's going.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. It's sort of quarter buried at least. Second shot. I think you just take your draw for 2 here and just move on. Don't need to be fancy. I don't think you want to try that. Now you try that, and I think you lose your shooter and you get 2 anyway, so you just draw for 2 and just be done with it. Yeah, he's playing the right move here. He's got his own as backing.
You already know it doesn't cross center, so
yep.
Should be fine.
Should be fine. Just don't throw it light.
And hit the broom, right? That's all it is.
That's right. Hit the broom, go all the way. This game is easy. Well, it's heavy and wide. A definite combination.
No, but either way, it's really hard to rock with your energy around it.
And opportunity lost there. Looks like it's just 1 red. two ends, Chuck Barnes and South Shore, leading Matt Polski over Broomstones 2-1.
Polski got one. And what?
To switch the cameras.
Flip the what are the, do we have sheet second and score updates? Polski, sheet 3 got one. Polski got one. Polski got one.
Well, it's not apparent they're going to go after it. I think it's either just a straight tap back. It's clearly not a guard. But not an aggressive takeout, so probably tap back, back line weight. Just nope, just put it at the back of the house. Oh, there you go.
You guys are being streamed at a party. Oh, you know.
At a party? Well, how about that?
Give a shout out to the Polski party.
Hi, Polski family.
We're giving you a shout out here from Broomstones.
One, yes. So it's 1-1.
We certainly love a party here at Broomstones.
Silver dance, sliding down dance.
I love the Silver dance. I wish we were broadcasting that sheet just so I could talk about them like the entire.
The costumes have been great,
I actually
for sure.
think that leg warmers are underutilized in curling.
Absolutely. If we could bring back Olivia Newton-John, and let's get physical.
Yes.
Don't they seem to match well with curling?
I might bring them back next season.
There you go.
Yeah. Do they still sell leg warmers, or are these like held on to from the?
You might need to like go back and like
buy some
search
socks,
eBay or
cut the
something.
feet off,
Yeah.
Just...
All right. Right here, guys.
Alright, we're just trading rocks here on sheet 3, it looks like.
This was not enough for a takeout though, so this is either a tap back or corner freeze. See how it ends up here. A little bit of a tap back. No need to keep that yellow around, just take her out. Best roll here is the nose, but oh, through the hole. Unexpected. Yellow now has the opportunity to sit too. I don't know. Maybe it's a. It's a South Shore thing.
Foreign language to me. We can pull them closer together.
Clearly, it's a takeout of some kind or another.
Do they have it? Yeah, it looks like they do.
Well, in general, when you have hammer, which means the last shot of the end, you kind of want to keep things kind of open, so you always have access to the scoring area, which is the center of the house. So yellow's rightly justified in trying to roll that shooter away to the outside of the house, keep that center open. But to draw around here for red, it's gotta, well, again, definitely combination of both wide and heavy, so not gonna stick around. all the way out the back.
Yeah, they're just trying to get another one in the house here, or are they guarding?
No, they're gonna just sink another counter on the outside of the house. Gonna leave the 4 foot, you know, available. Sweepers don't look interested in this one. It's gonna hang on, I think, to the back of the house, but not where they wanted it. Sometimes we talk about curling looking so easy.
Oh, it does look easy.
It looks easy, but it's not.
It's not easy at all.
So when we watch pros on TV, it looks like they make every single shot.
You know, it's just
9.5 times out of 10.
Everyone wants to call those shots now. Because they looked really easy on TV.
They look easy on TV.
I have to say, sometimes when I'm skipping, saying, oh guys, I saw this shot on TV once. It's going to be great. Let's try it.
Absolutely.
Usually, it doesn't work out. It never works out. It never works out.
We're all mere mortals here at the club level. We don't practice 8 hours a day, do we?
No. God.
Sometimes we only throw like maybe 16 stones a week.
That's it.
The play here's to the back shot stone. Just.
Well, I guess if they're trying to settle on it.
I think they were trying to.
I don't know what they were trying to do.
Yeah, we weren't paying attention there for the call, but
I thought it was a draw to the middle, but
the end result is that it's open and vulnerable. So
Yellow's gonna go after it.
definitely going to take that out. Sit 4 if they can.
Yeah, just inside nose to bury behind that top wall. Great shot. Sweepers are on it pretty quickly.
Yep, sweepers are on and off. Stick in the house. Got a catcher there, but made the shot, but they lost a stone out the back.
Alright, so the call is to draw behind.
The call is still to draw behind.
Quite a bit of ice for what we've seen so far. We'll have to look now. It's up there too. It's 34 degrees today. Looks like let's wait for the last one.
So for those of you who are just joining us from out in the internet, at some sort of party that we wish that we were at.
We have a party here.
We have a party here, that's true. But you do have to remember that this is almost 150 feet worth of ice between where you let it go and where it ends up. So it's not quite as simple as it seems.
Yeah, let's throw after this right here in the top 4. It's counting.
Kind of looking to take this one out, but I think she sort of dumped it out wide.
Looks wide. Now, Kendall Walker's a Broomstones friend.
Yep.
Trader.
Dual citizen, we call him. Okay, not what she expected. Leaving red shot stone, so Matt is happy enough to guard it up. There's always a trick here, because if you're without hammer, There's 2 other stones in the house, and you have 1 lonely stone in there. Do you guard it, or do you play?
Never do you take the yellow out.
Do you take it and try to sit 2 somewhere?
If we're on TV, do you know what they would do? They'd throw that top yellow there and
Oh,
then swap over with the perfect guard.
Absolutely.
We're not
We're not
on TV.
on TV. We're on YouTube.
On the internet. Guards away from Polski. Sweepers like it.
Sweepers are not interested in working on this one at all. I think it's all there. I wouldn't say it would be bad if it was a little bit deep.
Yeah, a little bump wouldn't be terrible.
That's actually, I think,
That's great.
if you didn't even beat Kim, that's a better shot than the card.
That was well done.
Now Chuck's forcing to try to make the double. So slightly on the broom side. Gets them both. But not a gimme. Not a gimme for sure.
It's his first shot at the end. Chuck's first shot.
Chuck's first shot.
He's hammered, so.
So is this one and one more?
Close enough. Maybe the double would be good.
Well, I mean, there's no other shot that you would call at this point than the double. They're gonna hit it high side to get the double. So they're gonna just only pick off the top and just graze the back one. Can they sweep it to the back? It's hard to say. I have to quite. I don't have the camera angle here to know if that red is still counting or not. It looks like maybe the top.
Well, I think the top yellow is out counting everything, right?
It's hard to tell.
Oh, we can't see much.
Delay.
Oh, there we go. It looks like.
Yeah, the top yellow is half 8 foot. So yellow's sitting one on top.
Tough decisions here by Polski.
Well,
Do you hit it? Take your chance? No, I mean he's not.
we can always speculate from here from behind the glass, but it seems like if you don't have hammer, you take out the shot stone almost every time.
This is Matt's last shot of it.
Here's a risk. You don't make
the draw to the pocket.
Here's a risk. You don't make this shot, right? It's definitely easy too.
Yeah, but if he draws to this pocket here, he'll outcount that yellow and force it to one.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean it's one of those things where you make a great shot. That's great, but if you don't, you don't.
Doesn't look like.
So he sits shot stone at this point,
And buried.
and partially buried.
So all Barnes has to do is tap his back 3 feet. Because poor Jen's swimming and people are telling.
Yeah, just back line weight, tap it back, sit 2, take your deuce.
83. I'm not sure who's counting.
I would have gone for the pocket.
Well, they're looking at that, but
If they get that out, it's 3 yellow.
well, but that's the bonus, right? The smart play here is to play for 2, and that's all. It's early in the game, so no need to get too cute.
This is the last shot at the end here.
If you're Kevin Cooey, you could play a different shot, but we're not playing at that level here.
He's gonna throw what, half weight inch?
Yeah, back line weight, hack weight, just something just slightly through the house. Just enough to get enough curl to chip that back red out, keep the shooter in the house, in scoring position. Not looking great. It's not looking great.
Barnes does not look happy with that shot.
Nope, he's got his hands on his head. He's not loving it. Straight on through.
Oh, that's
Steal of one for red. Tie game after 3. And
They flashed.
no, yeah, they did.
Polski's waving into the
No, yeah, we.
to us. Or probably like his viewers. He's feeling fake.
Polski's playing up the crowd here that's listening here on the internet. Tie game after 3 ends. Of course, if you score in the end of curling, then you go first in the next end. And it gives sort of the last shot advantage to the other team.
Texas is going to cut us off here in the fourth end.
I think Matt wanted a guard, but he's going to get something in the house. The reason why you want something out in front of the rings instead of in the rings is because there's a special rule in curling where
I don't mind top 4 though.
I don't mind it either, but in the rules of curling, if you place something in front of the house in the first few stones of play, then it can't be removed. So they're kind of like specially protected.
And if they do remove them, they actually get replaced in the other teams.
That's right. Yeah. So if they do get removed, you get to put them back.
Big advantage.
So if you put something in the ring, so you put something in the house, then straight away they're able to be taken out or whatever. But in this case, despite the fact that there is a stone in the house, they're going to not opt to take it out, but rather just kind of draw down to it and keep it there. Kind of a strategic call because they you don't necessarily need to get everything out of the way right away. You have time, patience to build it up. Stones can always only go backwards. They can't go back up further in the house. So anything that you play in front of the house can always be promoted back. But anything behind the tee line is
Promoted back too.
yeah. Okay, so again, in this case, because it's outside the rings, that particular stone is protected for now. You can't remove that, so yellow has to draw around, right?
Possibly tap this red back to sit too.
They could possibly tap it back. They can freeze on it, just sit next to it. It's kind of like a chess game. You have to sort of playing your sequences out.
Almost always where the kill.
Great shot. Just a freeze up to it. So again, in the more of a power position being in front of what we call the tee line, which is the line that cuts the rings in half there. Being in front is kind of a power position because they can always be knocked up or promoted from the top position into the button there.
Well, if you're red at this point, right, all you're thinking is guard. Well, so here's your choice, right?
They're chit-chat. Yeah, the choice. Get rid of all the guards. Raise the yellow into the red and sit under guards. Also,
I think their choice here is to angle tap the yellow into the shot stone on the button.
Absolutely.
But leave those red guards out front, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for. She's getting on.
Kind of a finesse shot. Now it's crashing on the guards for sure.
He could still get his.
Well, gonna miss everything. So of course you just guard more. Builds a great wall up front.
Well, now you know what they want to do. Cover that too.
That is the ancillary benefit of watching a stone completely miss. Because you know what the other team wants to do at this point.
They're sweeping anyways.
Now, oh boy. You certainly hate to make the shot for the other team, but that's what just happened there.
That is exactly what just happened. Looks like yellow's counting right now.
Yellow's counting at this point.
Sitting one. Undercover.
Now, if you're yellow, guess what? You protect that all day long. But don't forget that the red still is not out of it here because they have those other two stones that are outside the house that can be tapped back or run in at any point in time.
Oh, absolutely. Yellow's off to guard here.
Can't guard everything.
Can't guard everything. 2-minute intervals. Also, like they're going to crash on red guard here.
Well, you don't mind that if you can get sort of the rub in to get the right angle on the guards.
They got a nice rub for that guard.
That kind of actually helps in a bunch of ways because it makes the run-in of those reds a little bit harder. So I think thinking cap's going to go on now. What's Polski going to do?
Stumped right now.
Yep, crash in the head. Opposite draw the other way. Hasn't used this side of the sheet much so far.
Abby's waving her hands from the other end, just like that.
Overruled by the thrower. And then double overruled by the skip.
Oh, this is not a democracy. The skip makes the rules.
Yes, that's right. This is not a democracy sometimes.
Sweepers are on it early.
Well, typically what happens if you play it a particular side for much of the end, that side of the sheet gets a lot of play and the other side gets slower. So the same shot will end up not as far.
A little frosty over there.
So kind
tends to be a little bit higher in the play. So here, so we have a guard, but yellow sits 1. So now, what do you do?
You're yellow? He's looking to raise that red to that yellow. It's cold.
He's like, do I want to play aggressive or do I want to just guard this up?
Take one hand.
Yeah, just guard it up. Part of the decision that you make is depending on what your team can throw.
That's definitely true. Not really sure where it's going. This looks a little heavy to me. He's going to maybe raise that yellow.
Hit the yellow. I don't think it's going to do much. Oh, no. Okay. Well, not disastrous.
Not disastrous, but it gives red an in here. Red can raise their own rock into the yellows. And signaling that the yellows won. And then
he's definitely second. He's second shot with the back forefoot.
Red rock is fourth shot. But if he can get down to it, they'll sit 2. So he's trying to raise the red. Rich is eating dinner, everyone, so ignore him.
Yeah, don't mind me.
It's not terrible.
Well, the tricky part is I don't think there's a way to sit 2 or to sit shot after that point, after that setup right there. That yellow is so buried. Not easy access to it. It's different now.
Yeah.
It's different now. But before that shot, there wasn't an easy way to get there.
No.
No, it's not really that sensible. Yellow's scoring at this point. There's no reason to take out any guards. In fact, more guards are your friend.
Maybe he's trying to throw a center line guard here, and if it ticks off of that red.
Maybe that's what he meant, yeah.
Oh, it's not. He's scary.
Originally he was going to hit that out.
We're consulting with the other members of the peanut gallery here.
Nobody in the peanut gallery really knows what's going on. Yes, you just called them the peanut gallery is the answer.
Yes, that's right. This is the peanut gallery. Oh! Oh, that's...
Now it's sitting 2.
Okay.
That was bold.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure you can convince me that was a cold shot. Maybe a good side effect.
Alright, so red.
They need to angle that.
Angle the red.
Double angle.
Red.
Yeah. See if they can sort of get in there somehow.
Mess everything up. This is Matt's first shot. He'll get hopefully 2 tries out. Well, he won't need 2 tries. There you go.
Well.
Not that I'm a biased announcer at all. These cards as well. Sorry, Polski family, I know you're listening. This is a tough shot.
It's makeable though.
Definitely is the angle there.
You will lose your shooter, but you will, if you get the right angle, you can take
one or two of those yellows out. And it's sort of like playing billiards. Right? Just get the right angles on the stone. Oh.
That's bad luck.
Okay. A little bit of an unfortunate situation here in that in the process of throwing the stone down, the stone must have run over some piece of grit or something on the ice and went sideways. It's pretty much like making it a throwaway shot. Unfortunate thing to happen, but you know, we play on imperfect conditions, so that's something can happen sometimes. Yeah, I mean, the same shot is still there. So you either guard against it.
Trying to slam that side red back.
Well, there's that angle. There's those two angle reds on the one on the 8 foot and the 4 foot. You slash those in just right. You could maybe sit shot stone, but not an easy shot.
You can get through that center board and knock that red that's in the 12 back. You'll either hit your red into the yellow, making that shot stone, or lock the other yellow out.
I think the higher probability shot is the slash.
Correct.
So I think they're going to guard against that.
It's a lot harder to make a slash.
Absolutely. But that's the shot they're going to guard against.
Yeah, he's going to guard the shot that Polski just tried to throw.
Yeah, I think he took it. I think he took it away. It's not there now. Now.
Now what?
Now what?
Through the center.
I mean, in a hypothetical world, you don't have to actually throw that much weight with that red.
No, you don't. You don't.
You could throw.
If you were talking about the stone that's in the top 12 foot in the blue circle, top of the house near the center line, tap the one. They has to tap that back into your own. So it'll be tap tap.
And if you can make that port, you'll mess at least something up. You should get one of the yellows out, and hopefully.
I mean that's pretty much all you're left with at this point. Yeah, I mean, you see that it's, if you release the stone right, it's not going to curl over the center line.
At the broom.
Yep.
It shouldn't curl over.
Throw it the right way, hit the broom. Obviously, where Abby is holding the broom is not where they want to hit the stone. It's where they want to basically aim towards.
With a lot of weight, I'd imagine.
And assume that the stone's going to curl a little bit.
So it looks wide.
So if you do a little wide here.
It's going to come back.
No, it's not. It's not. You got two yellows here. Oh no. They have hammer. Oh geez, we haven't been paying attention.
I can't even keep track of that when I am playing, so I don't feel so bad out here.
Okay, yes, please stop pounding on the...
Settle down! Myron says it. Hit flop here. For 3. Oh, here he goes.
It's just simply a hit and roll. Get that back red next to the broom. Roll into the fat of the forefoot, the red circle there. Get your 3 points. Looking good. Looking good. Can they hold it? Hit the stone, but rolls away.
It's going to be 2 yellow.
2 yellow.
Two yellow.
So I left the stone on the table there. It could have gone 3. After 4 ends, Barnes leads Polski 4-2.
Plenty of game left to go.
Absolutely, plenty of game left.
Barnes asking for a center like guard here. A bunch of close games out here, except for she won over there.
Certainly, yes, just to update you on the score of the other games on sheet 1. Team Coughlin is leading over Team Ballin. Did I read that right? Team Ballin 7-zip
In the fifth.
in the 5th end. On sheet 2, Team Cousins currently leading over Team Falco from Denver 4-3. Denver being one of the teams that has traveled the furthest distance to get here. And on sheet 4, Team McCafferty, which includes Debbie McCormick, Olympic curler, making a guest appearance, is currently leading over Team Barclay from Merrimack Valley 5-3.
Barkley's hanging in there, though.
Oh, they're hanging in.
And if that was... That might be skipped around, so... It was! It's tied on sheet 4, Barkley versus McCafferty.
That's tied now?
2.
Okay, scoring update on sheet 4. Barclay scores 2 in the 5th to tie the game 5-all after 5 ends.
Alright, back to sheet 3 again. Team Barnes here sitting 1. Buried under a guard and asking for another
counter? Another counter here.
Another counter.
I mean, that's what I would call. Why not?
Absolutely.
Throw another one in there.
Especially if you can tuck it behind that guard.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a tough part, right? If you don't bury it, where do you leave it so you don't leave yourself a slash double? They left it high in the top 12 foot.
That's not bad at all. Matt's going to choose to clear this guard here.
Okay, he's not, he's not going to worry about the one in the 12 foot. He's going to clear the center line guard.
That's it straight back. You might think, whoa. Just have to save him up there.
I don't know. I think Demon's just going to try to peel it out straight up. It's over curling though.
It is over.
Get it on the other side and clear it that way.
Got it on the other side.
Okay. Shot zone is now exposed. I'd be surprised if there's not another guard called here. Yep, just a biter. Just partly in the house, that's what we call a biter. Just biting the paint. Seem to like this one. Just a hair heavy. Gonna wind up either in the top 8. Oh no, stopped in the top 12.
It's counting, I think. That's tough to say with that back red.
And a great spot. Gotta deal with it.
Hit again, absolutely.
Gotta hit it. You want the bonus of the one that's on the button there.
Knocks away by Dimitri's, got a lot of weight behind it.
Well, if you hit this one on the outside, you can get the clear the 2 yellows. Oh, he's got the bonus.
That's nice.
But it jammed in the back. All right. So almost great.
Almost great.
Almost great.
Yeah, and red's sitting up top. They have the flash there. If they choose to use it, as does yellow.
I mean, you don't want to still have yellow sitting 2 at this point, but having that stone be in the top of the house center line is in a good position. You can see Chuck Barnes struggling to know what to do with this one. Do you deal with it? Do you ignore it? What do you do?
He's choosing to draw it out next to it.
He's going to ignore it, I think, right?
Yeah. And you know what? If you're wide and heavy, you take him out green.
Yep. I mean, I don't love that. I mean, if I was to skip without hammer here, I don't love that stone there. It's a dangerous spot. Yeah. It's a little deep. Yep.
Now I have no idea what's going on.
Yellow's sitting 3, but they've made an inconvenient pocket back there in the back of the house.
Think of that red. Yellow's sitting 3 right now.
Yellow's sitting 3. Oh, so here's the strategic choice, right? Matt's calling for the takeout, but those yellows being right there are only helping you.
Yeah, now he's calling a takeout on the yellows in the back, right? I think I throw the
But if you sit in front of them, that's even better.
Yeah,
And leave them there. It's kind of like guardrails, you know? Like
maybe you get the...
Well, fortunately, Abby did not throw a takeout weight. This could be better than the called shot.
Crash that.
Oh, she got a little bit of a rub. Go now. Go.
That's lucky. That ends up
That's the shot that you should have called in the first place. Here we have backseat skips here behind the glass. Yep, perfect.
That's perfect.
That was the shot that I would have called.
Well, you have a freeze. Guess the next shot is usually another freeze.
Barnes is like stretched out across the back of the house. I can't tell if he's like willing the rock to curl.
Yeah, he's trying to like use some voodoo on the curling there, but it doesn't work. Splits the top guard off. Opens up the house. That's better for Polski now. He's got more access to the scoring area.
Sammy's second shot.
Also, basically biting the top 8, just between the blue and the white circles there. Supers are, don't think it's going to quite get there. Scrubbing it hard. It's going to end up to be a guard, which is not terrible, but it can be useful. But it's useful for both teams. It's useful for both teams. Well, so the question is do you use it to your advantage and draw around it and try to hide yourself? That's what Chuck wants.
You know what they do on TV? I'll tell you. They would take that, they'd hit that top yellow, raise their yellow into the red, and with that raise,
don't even speculate what they do at the Briar. That's not the game we're playing here.
No way. Draw undercovers.
Yeah, just draw around undercover. Essentially use the gift that the other team just gave you with a guard.
Kendall again signaling what the shot call is. Draw behind the guards.
Yep. Sorry, we're getting into the background music here.
Got a little work to do.
It's got a chance though.
It does.
Definitely has a chance.
Oh, it looks nice. I can't tell.
Just checking the play-by-play here.
Not quite. That red in the back is still
Not quite. Not quite. That's still a sitting shot. In the back of the house. I think that's his 2.
Matt, he's 2. Wow. Oh, that red over there.
Yep. Yeah, checking the overhead here. Red is sitting 2 at this point. Good for Team Polski.
And he's opting for a 2 card here to cover up that port.
He's going to cover up the port, okay? Or is he? Did he opt? Is he going to draw in another one? No, he's not going to draw in.
He put his broom down.
He put his broom down. He's going to ask for a guard. Okay.
Watching Poundin and Polski. How you doing? Good, you? Good.
It's definitely guard weight. You can tell from here. But you can't. I mean, what you run the risk of is the other team throwing a tap up and then you're cooked.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. You're guarding yourself. That's the unfortunate bit right here, right? You can see, Kendall's got the boom down, so they can top up the yellow all day long. Yep, tap that one right there. You make that shot, they're cooked. I don't think you overthink this one.
Looks like a lot of conversation for...
Well, I mean, they have a lot of house to play with. I mean, you have almost the entire real estate of the 8-foot to work with. Just tap it anywhere.
Anywhere.
Keep dropping and I used to go
This could be a little bit of a rookie mistake to leave that shot open. But
especially when I miss
you never know, right?
But I wasn't grooming myself. That's not the groom I would have come the other way.
All right, the stone is off. Looking for the tap back. Just looking a hair wide, so is it going to make the contact with the yellow stone or not?
I don't think it's going to come back.
It's not going to come back.
At all.
Okay, so hits the red instead of the yellow. Not the intended shot, but is the end result any better? Let's check the overheads here.
Barnes doesn't look really happy with it.
You know, it's actually pretty much a toss-up between who's counting, the red or the yellow. I mean, Abby the Vice is taking a look overhead here, trying to judge it. It may not matter. I think they'll probably make a play on that outside yellow just to guarantee that they're not have to measure.
So maybe when we're going to 7, we're going to actually.
It's really close. Yeah. I'm just checking the overhead camera, and it's really close. If nothing would have changed, they'd probably get out the measuring device and see which one is closer. But given the situation here with one more stone left to play, Polski has opted to take that one out. And,
I mean, if it's potentially counting, you don't have a choice.
yeah, you don't want to take the chance. You have one more stone, don't leave it up to the stick. I think you hit that and sit too, for sure.
Even if you don't stick around.
Well, you'd want to take your deuce if you can.
Absolutely. If you don't stick around, I think red's definitely counting the other. If this rock is taken out of play, then it's definitely counting.
What we've seen is it's been a tricky line. There hasn't been much curl in this line. In fact, most of the misses have been to the outside of the stone, and this one looks no different. It's going to get a piece of it though.
I think it's going to get a good shot.
So, not going to stick around, so I think it's just going to be the one red in the back. It's going to be the counter. After 5 ends, with just a single point, Polski narrows the gap, but it's still Barnes up 4-3. Clearly you want to score at least 2 or more when you have that last stone in the end. Couldn't quite convert there.
You're going to have to look to steal here in this end.
So as the game progresses, yeah, you have to think about what you want to do. There's only 8 ends in the game, so you can't get behind. And just like in tennis where you try to break a serve and score and win the game before when the other player is serving, you kind of want to have a point score when you don't have that last stone advantage.
What you can't do is...
It makes it hard if you don't throw a stone in play like that one. Got to be over the hog line. Got to be over that thick black line. That's right. Do that, it's not in play. Score update on sheet 1. Team Coughlin from the Country Club is running away with it with a lead of 9-0 after 5 ends over Team Ballo. On sheet 2, Team Cousins curling under the Wilmette name as a throwback to their mixed team that they fielded to a national championship back in the day when they played out in Chicago.
Was that 1996 there?
I don't know the year.
I think we have a banner for them.
Oh, there it is. 1996, yes. Mixed national champions. So they're currently leading over Team Falco from Denver 6-3 after 5. Sitting pretty here in the 6th end.
And it looks like McCaffrey actually scored again in the 5th end, but the score hasn't been hung yet.
Okay, yes. Score has not yet been hung on sheet 4. Team McCaffrey, Team Barclay from Merrimack Valley. I see McCaffrey looking to hang a number, but decides to wait for his vice to do it, I think. So no score as of yet. TV timeout for the announcer here. I'll be back in 60 seconds.
Yeah, they're up 8-5 after 6. They took 3. running away with it on sheet 1.
What's going on sheet 1?
Claflin's up 10-1 on sheet 1.
And we're back. At least I'm back.
You're back. Welcome back.
Yes, there was an emergency in the men's room.
Team Barnes looking pretty good here in the 6th end. They've got 2 counters in the outside rings. A couple guards out front. And Hammer.
And Hammer, yeah. This one's going to be left exposed. So a hit and roll here is pretty much the call. Just tapping it back. I like to hide underneath that corner guard over there instead. I'm not sure this one's going to do what they want. It's going to just cruise on through.
Barnes gets a chance to hard down here.
Yep, a chance to throw a biter here and sit 4. I think we have a final score here on sheet 2 between Team Cousins and Team Falco from Denver.
The final score was actually 8-3.
Final score was 8-3. Team Cousins.
But I'll tell you, Team Falco,
They're
costumes.
rocking the costumes with the retro
They're good. It's like
suit coats and corduroy slacks. And the nod to the 90s there as well.
It's good. It's great. Great little combo there. Silver fancy the leg rolls.
That is absolutely classic.
Want to know where I can get them? I want to know if they were against the code of conduct at Broomstones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Take 3
Okay, Matt Polski, what can you do here?
I think he's looking to throw the same shot that Abby just attempted.
Got a hit and roll, I think. Don't want to leave it open.
Definitely can't hit it nose and stay over there.
Hit and roll either way. Preferably under that long corner.
Touches on it right away to try and hold that line.
It's close. It's going to be close. Hard. Hard touch. It's going to overcurl, I think. It's going to just not make contact whatsoever. Obviously, when you sweep the stone, you're trying to keep it straight. Trying to avoid the curl.
Yeah, they're directional sweeping over here on this sheet. Never just sweeping alone.
Yellow's clearly is at the advantage here.
Yeah, I think Yellow's going to drop to a fighter here. Cover up that rock.
I mean, just like any sport, right? If the opponent makes a mistake, you got to take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
one of the things about curling is that you can sort of redeem yourself, and it doesn't matter how many stones are of your opponents in their house, as long as you're the closer one.
What, 16 rounds? Sweepers can't decide if they need to be on it or not.
Yep, sweepers are on and off. Gonna leave it as a guard, I think.
Leave it as a guard,
but it's good. I mean, good enough, right? Mission accomplished. They guarded the one that matters. Polski's still in the hunt, though. He thinks he can tap back the one that's on the button. This is a risky shot. I mean, between you and me, kid, this is a risky shot. Through the hole. Perfect weight. Try to tap it back. It can either be a great shot or it can either be a disaster. He doesn't have much choice. He doesn't really. He can hit the outside yellow, try to roll in for a second shot, play the scoreboard a little bit. You don't want to give up 3 here. That's the challenge.
Now giving Barnes 1 and keeping Hammer
would not be terrible. Would not be terrible if he only gave up 1, but. With this tricky shot, you're almost inclined to, if you're going to miss it, you're probably going to crash on the guards out front.
Which may raise another shot.
Or like roll your shooter out. This is looking really good though. Hard team, hard. He makes the shot. Very nice. Yeah, it was a game-saving shot, no doubt. Thumbs up from the peanut gallery here. Question now is if Chuck can follow him down and just even chip that out. Don't necessarily need to keep the shooter. You can, great, but I mean, taking 2 here is just as good.
Now this is tough because I think Polski's shot buried a little bit more under the guard.
There's probably about a quarter of the stone that's showing. So it's definitely a finesse shot. Super's wrong, but I think you don't need to be. They don't need to be. Nope, they're through, I think. Just a hair. Over the top. Yellow sits 2. Oh, it scores 2. That was Hammer, so they scored 2.
So it's 6-3 after 6 ends.
6-3 after 6 ends. So clearly with South Shore taking the advantage here. Scoring in the 6th end. It's actually could have an advantage too because there's only 2 ends left. If you give the hammer to the other team in the 7th, then it's quite possible that you'll have it back in the 8th when it matters. So late in the game, having that last stone advantage called the hammer in the even ends is quite an advantage.
No mercy from Team Claflin on sheet 1.
Oh.
Actually, the score update on sheet 4, it looks like Team Barclays scored in the 7th end, and they are down 8-6 after 7.
Yep.
Entering their last end without their.
So McCafferty is up in sheet 4.
Up with the hammer.
With hammer in the 8th. Up by 2 with. Team Ballin on sheet 1 looking to get on the board. I think just for a moral victory at this point. Some of these teams have come from pretty far away. Not necessarily inclined to give up early. They want to get as much curling as they can in because they are enjoying our ice here at Broomstones. Some of the teams that play on hockey ice and don't necessarily have the luxury of playing on dedicated curling ice throughout the year. So no fault of them. I mean, I'd be in the same position. I want to curl as much as possible. Oh yes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't. Well,
styling a 1992 vintage blazer here, like a 3.
it is a. I mean, come on. It is a double-breasted, highly shoulder padded, olive drab.
It is a look.
It is a look. I wouldn't say it's my best look, but it is a look.
With the double swatch watch.
The double swatch watch. Yeah, I can't decide if I'm stuck in the 90s. But I think I am stuck in the 90s. I'm stuck somewhere.
The shoes are saving you.
Yeah, I know. If I had my parachute pants, so you'd.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have been all over.
Yeah. Glad we missed that.
Yeah, we're really glad you missed that.
Alright. Yellow is going after the counter there in the 8-foot, and I think he's going to get it.
No, he's going to miss it. But, you know, it's not the end of the world here. I think, look, if you're yellow at this point, you've got, I mean, you're in control of the game.
Definitely are. Polski's going to call for a biter here, covering their counter.
Just keep it clean.
He missed it.
Polski wants to keep as many stones in play as possible. Chuck Barnes wants the exact opposite.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's drawing around top 4, and this would slightly behind cover would be perfect if they can get there. Good enough. Top 12 is good enough.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Does leave that same hit open again. Barnes hoping for a hit and roll
This,
here.
I tell you, this line has been tricky. I think it's tricky to try to get to the inside and get that inside roll. The ice has been pretty straight along this line. So getting it to curl over and come across the entire length of the stone and hit on the left-hand side.
Finally has some handshakes.
Oh!
Looks like.
Yes, looks like a
ran away with it.
final score of 12 to zip. It's actually, I mean, at this late stage of the Bonspiel, you wouldn't expect that lopsided of a game, because usually you try to converge on pretty common abilities at this point. A little bit lopsided. So that hit and roll looks like it did not stick around to be shot stone. Just hanging out the back there, back 12.
Man's hoping to draw around the other way.
Yes, he needs points.
He does.
He needs some major points at this point. Again, with only 2 ends left, you got to be thinking like possibly taking 2 or 3 here to keep your hopes alive.
3 is definitely ideal.
But either way, even if you only took either 2 or 3, you're either tied without or you're down 1 without. So
Just a touch short.
you're gonna likely have to steal the next end anyways. Either way.
Definitely. Well, I'm great on the first round. And then you tell me like 3 diamonds when I'm not really good about diamonds. You want hearts for some reason. I believe the call is to hit this top red.
Yeah, I think it's just it's just eliminate as many red stones as possible. So from that perspective,
Raising that rock up the count
Yep.
too.
from that perspective, mission's accomplished. Just want to put it back. I think if I were Matt, I'd go the other turn. Come into the intern. See if you can maybe bury just in case.
Those rocks can really take off when you go that way too.
It's kind of risky coming the out turn this way. So out turn is a counterclockwise rotation on the stone.
For a righty.
For a righty, correct.
free.
Yeah, and don't, and like, bidding something to tell someone how many aces you have versus how many
Put that one's over here.
the next round. I'm definitely not here. Well, I definitely didn't take off on him, but it didn't
Well,
make it to the house. It rubbed that yellow.
left it high. Again, in general, I think you have more room for error if you go the other turn. So now it's Kim's turn to eat dinner as we announce.
Definitely more room for error like the other turn. But this doesn't leave cards very handicapped. Much
Well,
as the houses. And you can sort of talk.
I mean, basically, if you're a yellow at this point, you just don't want to give up a bunch in this second to last end. So it's okay to give up one. It's maybe even okay to give up two.
It's there, so I don't need I need to be better about not using it.
So given that there's no obvious takeout here, just draw another one in.
So it's falling all out.
The curl here is not so hot. So it doesn't get to the house.
Doesn't quite remove that red.
Crashes on the top red guard and leaves it outside of the paint. I think Matt wants to take out this back yellow and sit two. I think the smarter call here is to draw around and just give yourself another stone maybe in the forefoot. They're opting for the takeout, which I don't think is going to make it. So again, this is always the tough thing about being amateur club curlers. Is the ideal shot than the shot that you can get from your teammates. We're all human here.
This Polski rig was a young team. Abby's first year curling.
Well, I think she's in the middle of her second year, right?
You're right.
She played last year?
She played first half last year, so this is the beginning of her second year. Yeah.
Yep.
And Tesha and Matt are both 500 curlers as well.
So one of the things we measure curlers by typically is how many years of experience that they have, and if pretty much almost everyone on the team is under 5 years worth of experience, that's usually an amazing thing to be in, maybe this far within a competition without much experience. So yeah, I mean,
by the broom, that would be my guess.
Yeah, the way that the broom is being laid down, it looks like they want to take out the red stone there, but
Not sure how much that can really.
it's not really obvious that they can make this shot. It's not much showing.
At the very least, I guess you can hope to clear your yellow. Leave that red rock wide open.
And again, it seems that line on that outturn seems to be just fading out.
Well, it's coming back.
Oh, cut hard. Crashed on the guard. Honestly, I didn't even think it was going to even hit the red stone.
Don't either.
But then it absolutely just curled super hard and crashed on the guard instead. Very unexpected outcome there.
So that does leave that red rock wide open. That's something Polski's going to have to think about.
Well, absolutely. Well, you can either worry about it or just ignore it and try to draw underneath the corner guard somewhere in the T line. Basically where Abby has indicated there, maybe even just a hair deeper. This opens the door right here, so there's a chance.
There certainly is a chance.
That's what we love about this game, is that sometimes even the slightest mistake by the opponent can leave the door open for scoring a bunch of points.
looks great. Sweepers are not inclined to touch it at all. Just a little bit of a scrub to try to angle. Sweeping on one side tends to make the stone curl just a hair more. Ends up hitting nose on the other one, tapping it up. Still only counting one though. That back yellow is a bit of a pest. Well, yeah, he's definitely sizing up the double here. I mean, he doesn't really so much care about the top red. He cares about the one that's in this scoring area on the forefoot. And this is where you have to kind of make sure you kind of play the scoreboard. You draw another one in. You make it only maybe easy to score one for red, and then you're still in control of the game. You get a little crazy. You try to do some sort of fancy shot. You miss that, and then you give up 3. Then you're in trouble.
Wouldn't be great for Team Barnes right now. Looks like he is opting to throw the draw.
I think he's trying to throw the draw. I think he's trying to draw in behind. He's consulting with his front end. I mean, everyone on the team has to be bought into the strategy of the shot. You don't really want to have half the team like the shot and half the team not like the shot.
Well, they're all coming down to talk about it now.
Did they change it up? Are they gonna throw the hit?
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna throw the hit. Front end wants to skip here.
Well, okay. This is their choice.
I'm going to assume since they threw the last yellow down on 6th.
Yeah, we're pretty sure about that. Yep. So looking at a final score on sheet 4 of McCafferty over Team Buckley from Merrimack Valley. All right, here's the hit attempt. Takes the top one, rolls away. So I think Chuck got talked into something that he didn't like.
No, and that was his last shot.
And that was his last shot, so it's a draw for 2.
Paul's going to take 2.
The draw for 2 is not too bad here. Just be down by a single point going into the last end.
What just happened on 3?
Not quite the score yet, but draw for 2 now is in play.
And of course, at this point, you want your skip to actually make this shot. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Both sweepers are on it. They've just got to get it to the...
Well, just within the white,
Yeah.
right? They look pretty damn confident about that. No worries.
Oh, it looks good. That was a great shot.
Super shot. Red scores 2.
They're back in it.
Back in it for sure. 6-5 in favor of Team Barnes after 7. Barnes has the hammer in the 8th. A little bit of a disadvantage for Polski, so he has to steal a point or 2 in this end if he wants to stay alive. So Polski goes first. The only remaining game on the ice now. Every other sheet has finished early.
Or faster.
I think
he did play 8.
Did they play 8? Okay.
They've got, Olympic rollers on their sheets.
That's true. Some Olympic curlers out there. Okay, so basically the strategy is here. Is if you're red, you want a bunch of stones in front of the house, junk it up, give you a chance to hide behind some of those guards.
Exactly, you want the opposite. You want as little stones in play as possible.
Now we know that they can't take out that red rock that's a guard right now.
Yep.
They're looking to throw a guard of their own.
It's always a game of cat and mouse here. I was trying to guess what your opponent's going to do. It's going to be a draw around here, trying to get somewhere in the house, but hopefully protected by one of the guards out front. This one just touches the paint enough where now it is a candidate to be taken out. So it's not in what we call the free guard zone, which would be outside of the house, but in play, in front of the house. But because this one is slightly into the paint, it is eligible to be taken out, and that's what...
The sweepers are on it right away. I think she was a bit
there we go. There's going to be something actually interesting happening here. They're going to hit the wrong stone. Hit the one that was protected, and because that one's out of play, they get to put it back. So you'll see Polski putting back the stone that was taken out, and then Chuck Barnes taking out the yellow stone that took it out. It's a kind of a quirky rule, but definitely important.
Not helpful for Team Polski right now.
Definitely a major miss by the South Shore team, allowing the Polski rink to tap that red up on the center line.
Sweepers are on it. To get by that guard, it looks
They don't want to crash on the guard for sure. Close. It's going to be more of a draw around rather than a tap, but that's okay. That's totally okay.
Right there
in a great spot.
That's great.
Sometimes you got to make lemonade. Yellow is pretty much like, just get rid of some of this crap out front.
Absolutely.
Don't like it.
Now they can clear everything, including that long guard.
If you can make all these stones go away, even the better, but just move something away.
He is on his own stone right now. But
well, unfortunately, if you're going to miss, that's not the way to miss. Advantage Polski at this point.
Absolutely.
Even tap another one up.
Tap another one up, draw behind that guard. They've got a block.
Either way. This is the crazy thing about this game. At the drop of a hat, you could be suddenly struggling to keep your lead alive. Look at a little tick here.
Taking a split in. Yeah.
So now they're sitting three. Control the front of the house. Just Chuck says, I don't care which one. Anyone, take it out.
Hit anything.
Hit anything. Two if you can. The spacing that those are at. If you hit certainly the right one first, the shooter will go over, hit the left one, and take them both out. But no need to get cute here. Just want to eliminate at least one of those. And leave your stone in that position. All right, well, again, got one out, but you left the door open. I mean, if I'm looking to steal at this point, I would absolutely love Polski's position right now. He's in a good spot. I wouldn't mind throwing another guard here, actually. That's not terrible either.
No, another guard wouldn't be bad at all. drop the yellow just took out.
You know, again, you have to think about it, right? So the other team can win at this point if they draw to the red circles.
Yes.
So you got to be thinking to yourself, what can you do to prevent that from happening?
Especially while they're counting two.
Yeah. So throwing another guard, blocking essentially the side of the forefoot that Matt is currently standing in is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't mind this secondary guard, that's pretty good. Team Barnes has to deal with this. You know, not quite sure what they want to do.
It does have a nice draw to the forefoot. If they can get around all these guards, they'd be well buried.
I mean, this is...
Right close to...
Here's a question, right? So, this comes down to what you think you can get out of your shooter, too. If your shooter's a good hitter, you'd absolutely take out one of these guards.
Maybe two of them.
Or, yes, to double peel.
Now,
Or he's signaling to, maybe he wants Kendall to come down and just sit second shot, and that's okay. He's opting for that. It's not clear. Did he call for a freeze or a tap back? Well, so he's clearly not going to peel the guards. He's already opted out for that. He doesn't want to do that.
I think he was saying if you're narrow and you clear the guards, it's okay.
This definitely is enough to take out the stone that's in the house. The line looks great. You gotta go, and they crash.
It's not actually a bad shot for him.
Well, it opens things up. It forces Polski to have to throw a guard that matters now, and that truly does cover up the one that's in play. See, at this point, I think Chuck Barnes might be second-guessing throwing a guard as his first lead stone.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Because now they're in it. I mean, there's lots of stones in play. Polski has the advantage. And this looks to be almost a perfect guard covering that one that's shot stone. And now you're basically defending against the loss, right? I mean,
You are. You're losing a tie at this point.
Yeah. You don't want to lose by giving up two.
That's all it is. I don't know what he's going.
I think he basically says he wants the one off the top first, and then if you get the top one, the top guard, so be it.
Tried to point at that stone.
I'm going to double his top. I mean, really, truly double stuff. I think
his best bet is to hit anything. Play for the tie. This is the extra end of the hammer.
but they still have 3 stones left. Yeah. And the entire forefoot is available on the intern side. Well, it's not quite what you want there for sure. So you have to remember, Kim, there's the entire intern draw to the forefoot that's completely available.
I know, it's wide open there. And it doesn't look like Polski sees it.
Well, so here's the thing, right? You can either throw another guard, which I think he's opting to do, or you take away that guard to the forefoot by drawing to the forefoot yourself.
Correct. Looks like he's opting to throw the guard here.
Guard is sort of the easier of the two choices. Requires a little bit less precision.
Even if you throw that draw, though, and you come up a little bit short, you still take away the draw from the other team.
That's right.
So it can be...
Yeah, even if you were to throw a biter on the outside there.
So they're looking for a center line guard here, Abby's indicating. 2 guard. Back touch.
I think if you're yellow now, guess what you do? You practice the draw to the button.
Absolutely. Now nobody's looking at it.
No.
Maybe it doesn't look as good from.
Or maybe they just think they're just not confident in drawing on that side. But you have the entire forefoot to work with, and you think you want to practice it on your first shot so that you can make it on your second shot.
Even if they don't get it all the way, if they're just short, they then have the raise to the forefoot as well.
I think you run the risk of throwing away a stone if you.
Barnes wants to throw the double here.
Yep. So this could be interesting, folks.
If it works, it'll be great.
It's one of those things. It could be either brilliant or disastrous.
50% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, the delivery looks great.
He's a touch narrow, but I think the sweepers are going to hold it.
Looking good. Shot is looking good. Oh, it chips the top red. Torres now open for Polski. Again, I mean, how many gifts can he get in one end? He's got them all.
He's gotten quite a few.
Polski's trying to draw it.
Yep. You go top. You bite the top four there. It's.
I don't even know if you need to bite the top four. I think if you even bite the 12-foot over that line, you're okay.
Yep.
Well, but still, if you want to touch, you want to be touching four because otherwise,
Even a biter on that draw path is not a bad idea. Right?
come down to that. Red gets into white, it's touching, which guarantees the tie.
Yeah.
Because 2 points, 3 points makes no difference.
Yeah. If you throw a biter in the top 12 there, you can almost ensure a win. If they don't make it.
They can't. I mean, if they then
hit
anything, you're going to outcount.
You're going to outcount and win.
Or at least tie and carry on.
I don't see it.
So I think what he's hoping to do is draw underneath that center line red, just a touch. And I think he's like
Oh, one thing's for certain is that's going to come down to Chuck's last shot.
definitely
Either way.
got a nail biter on her.
That's why you need to outcount the hit and stick.
There's certainly, we're talking about the other option, of course, is that if Matt makes a good choice here, puts it where he wants, there's still the play for the one on the, just biting the forefoot on the other side.
It does look heavy. Dimitri signaling that it's well on its way.
Uh-oh. I think this is one of the ones where you basically want to sweep it through. Get it out.
The brakes on it here.
Get it out of the way. All right. On its own, it's okay. All right, so no difference. So Barnes got to draw to the forefoot, I think. Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
It's the easier shot.
It is the easier shot.
You know, it would have been nice if you practiced it the first time.
It would have been nice if you practiced, but like I said, yes, of course, because I'm always right.
From behind the glass.
From behind the glass, I'm always right. But now I got to do a stone cold draw to the forefoot. Not easy.
And not knowing what the ice is too over there. They
Not
haven't really
easy.
seen how much time this is.
You just watch Matt shot.
This is where you got to rely on your sweepers to say, give me the time. Give me the split time that I got to throw.
And then also hope and throw.
And then make it.
Big shot for Barnes here. Even if he just ends up
I think this is a shade heavy.
I don't know, guys.
I think it's a shade heavy.
It does look heavy.
good though. Looking good.
Looks like it might be a tie.
Oh, it's gonna be a tie. Tie for an extra end. Holy smokes. This doesn't often happen. Let's push the rocks down. Or not.
So the Bonspiel rules actually do state that it should be
A full extra end in the event of a tie, for sure.
It also says that the skill coordinators have the right to change their minds on that.
That's right. I think we'll let them play.
They're pushing them down, right?
Yeah, they're taking them down.
Yep. So after 8 ends, the score is tied 6-all. But because Polski scored, he still does not have hammer. He still does not have last rock advantage. So he has to steal again to win. But so the momentum is on his side. I mean, scored. Yep. Guard, guard, guard. First few stones, you need guards. You want to steal, you need guards.
Yeah, they've got to be outside the house there. Keeping in and 15 guards will just really throw after it. Play a really clean game here.
This is where your lead is very important. They're basically throwing to nothing. They're throwing into an empty space, but need to put it in that space between the hog line and the house.
Great shot by Ted.
Perfect. Couldn't be better.
Barnes is going to go right ahead and draw in.
I think this is what he should have done the last end instead of throwing in that other guard.
He's learned his lesson.
He learned his lesson. Maybe. It's going to be good. Super weight.
Perfect weight, great line. It's probably about 3/4 rock exposed. And
Well,
Polski's going to throw at it.
Yeah, he feels like he's got enough of it to throw at it. The risk here, of course, is that you take out your own guard, which is just expertly placed in a great spot.
Takeouts away at least a touch outside, but it's been cutting back towards the center line.
I think it's going to miss, unfortunately. Worst case scenario, it ticks it over about 2 inches.
That's not too bad.
Well, it ticks it over more, but
Leaves it in the wings here.
Chucks wants to put it back. Looks it.
It does look it.
That's the kind of lead you want. Copy paste. This one's a hair shorter though, but still extremely useful.
Polski wants the hit roll under center.
So basically having the 2 center guards there is better for Polski.
Absolutely.
In fact, even the better play here would be to draw around the guards and not worry about the one that's out there.
Yeah, shrink your scoring space.
Just don't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're tied at this point, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 or win by 6. Or lose by 1 or lose by 6.
Yeah, you can get a counter.
You got to get in there.
And that's the attitude that Barnes has right now. It looks like he's going to call a draw down to...
Yeah, I mean, by all means, I mean, who's going to get there first? Who's going to get there first? Chuck wants to get there first.
Chuck wants to get there first. He's not worried about that outside line.
It's a smart play.
His front end looks worried about that red. They're asking for the hit.
I don't think you need it.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's going to hit
You either draw around or
Thanks.
I did it myself.
You did.
Yes.
It's a good thing my phone is waterproof.
Good thing Kim is waterproof.
you either draw around yourself
Mine just slid off and poured down onto the floor.
or you wait for your opponent to do it. So you don't want to wait for your opponent to do it.
Is it going to vary?
That's
Great
good enough.
shot, yeah.
That's good enough.
That's going to outcount that red.
Smells like apples in here. I wonder why.
Cider accident. Don Hubert joining us up here in the
So we're watering the carpet.
watering the carpet, the glass, the counter, the people sitting back here. This is not good. Lots of dry ones.
It's a Windex, am I right?
We're bonus curling. We need to see what's going on.
I just had it up here.
Looks like this drop
Well.
is a touch heavy.
Touch heavy and not going to be useful.
So Ryan's going to go and get it out the back of the house. I can't tell.
I think the extra lunge,
say no, 'cause
the
he
extra
didn't
lunge
take care of it.
didn't quite matter, but frankly, that stone's not going to matter in the long run.
Alright. Barnes looking at
So it's kind of interesting. Barnes has hammer, but he's sort of protecting the scoring area as if he doesn't have hammer.
well, then you get a bonus shot at the end, right? Hopefully.
No, we'll see.
Maybe it works
We'll see how it works out for him, but
He knows Polski's looking at the draw from the other side, so if he can cover
well,
it up a little
so the risk here, of course, is that
gives him
if you don't make the shot perfect, you leave it hanging out. Do you give your opponent a chance to hit and roll the shot that you just threw and under all those guards?
Well, I think this is the best case scenario right there.
It's yeah,
For that shot.
it's not bad because now they guarded it up.
Matt looking to draw the win.
Looking to draw the hide here.
I've seen how these rocks are like point back towards the center line.
I think this is a tricky line. I don't think this one doesn't curl too much.
We cannot find the index. It's missing. Someone's looking at the index. It's beyond missing.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I think red is shot stone. But I don't think it matters too much because Chuck's going to take it out anyways.
Yeah, it looks pretty wide open for him here.
Kendall with the takeout here. It's looking a hair wide. Sweepers don't
Looks like it's gonna
seem to
sail
be
a little
interested
bit.
in sweeping it at all. Might miss it completely. Grazes the outside red, so Polski takes a look at this. And this is the right call now. Just tap that one in. He makes this shot. This is almost a guaranteed steal.
Almost. Yeah, he just has to hope that that rock doesn't overcurl and tap that yellow in instead.
That's right.
It would then be a guaranteed steal for you.
It's Abby Stender's last stone.
Sweepers are on it pretty quickly here. Hard to tell if it's for line or for
I think it's for a weight.
It does look like a
This
slow
looks a
rock.
hair light. Needs to move it about 6 inches at the most. It's not gonna do it. It's gonna just end up being almost a freeze.
That makes the target a little bit bigger for Barnes here.
Yeah, it does.
That's a juicier target now.
Should I pour beer on Dawn for you?
It's almost a worst case scenario. You either want to leave it light and not have it be a guard, or throw it heavy and tap it up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sort of in the worst spot now. Let's see what Kendall can do to remedy this situation.
Sweepers are on it right away. I think it might be a little bit inside. She may have overcorrected for a last shot.
That's fine too.
I think it's a little, yeah, I think it's a little narrow. Ooh. Well, that makes it interesting.
Well, she didn't move everything.
Well, so with red sitting shot now, Polski looks to guard. I don't think that stone's really that safe.
No, it doesn't look that safe. This has got to be a perfectly placed guard.
Okay, Internet, what would you do?
Do we have people weighing in?
I don't know.
Nobody's commenting?
Nobody's commenting.
Well, it's because everyone's drunk, that's why.
There are like
Polski party's out of control.
Well, Polski is really set up to steal here, and that could be the game. This looks wide and heavy. Let me look at actually tap up the red.
Might tap up the yellow.
No, it's got the red, I think, which is not bad. Oh, whiskered it
Not quite enough.
and goes on through. So neither a guard.
Barnes another hit, and I believe if he hits this nose, he should stick around to count.
Oh, he wants that one so bad.
Barnes is really getting into it down there with ice.
Says, I don't care.
Just inside.
Make her go away. I don't think you gotta worry about the jam there, Chuck. Just hit it.
Nose or anything inside should stick around. To count, hopefully, I'm not sure what kind of weight is feeling, but it's definitely takeout weight. We have to remember that he actually does have hammer. Shots away.
Again, this line's been tricky.
Really wide.
Yep. You want to peel out your own, and that's what happened.
Does leave a wide open red rock to hit.
Yep.
Polski's got to really cover that up for.
Well, so here, right? Do you guard and put all your faith into a single guard,
You know, that's tough.
or you draw another one in, or tap?
wide open
Right?
draw on the
He
other
has a
side.
wide open draw on that same side. Just a tough lefter there. Can't hit too big. Well, he can. It's tough. I mean, if you think you can place that guard perfect, it's the right shot. Now remember, Polski was hitting on his first card.
Actually, I don't mind the tap here either.
I don't mind the tap either. Abby wants the guard here.
But you don't want it in between. You want either
Either a guard
a guard.
or
Okay. All right. Well. So here's the thing, right?
now.
You can pick that one out and not leave the shooter and win. That's that's right.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to come all the way back to nose on that. You just have to hit
You gotta just hit any piece of it,
to get it out.
and you win.
Any piece of that red.
This is some great grilling
Or-
here. Bonus grilling.
You know, Chuck's, I know Chuck, he's going to hit all day long. He's not going to draw to the 8 foot
Yeah, no, I think Chuck's gonna go for the hit here.
all day long. Okay, folks, this is what you've been waiting for. Comes down to the last shot.
All 7 viewers here.
That's right. If you want to wager, this is the moment in which you wager.
Chuck's putting some serious thought into this.
He certainly is.
Straightforward hit.
Kendall's like, don't hit that other redstone up front. Gotta hit the one.
He's got only half the rock showing.
He's got half. Well, he's maybe half. Almost has the whole rock.
You know, he doesn't need
At least 3/4. He's just for sanity's sake looking at the draw. He doesn't like it. I can tell right now.
Yeah, he's not a
Chuck's like hit all day.
He's just gotta throw an intern hit here.
Yep.
But you get paid the big bucks.
Here's the thing, right? You got to throw enough weight so that you don't.
Even if you touch it, it's gotta get out.
It's got to get all the way out.
This is that tricky line too. Everyone's either a little wide or
The
it's
thing is, though, is that actually, if you're just a little bit wide, you can tick off your own yellow and roll in.
You did have to throw pretty significantly wide to get that action.
That's a very hard field goal to make.
No, he's gonna throw the.
Anything can happen in curling. We know that.
I know what he's trying for, but 3 inches wide.
There is a stone's worth of space there that he could flash it all.
Definitely flash it all, but this rough is definitely. Oh my god!
Oh!
I don't think it's wide.
I don't think it's wide.
No, he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it, I think. Oh, just enough. There it is. Congratulations from the crowd. And from us here in the booth at Broomstones.
Signing off here, Broomstones.
Signing off. South Shore defeating Broomstones. Chuck Barnes over Polski.
In extra
8
ends.
to 6 in extra ends. Thanks all. We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you. Good night.